Hey everyone, welcome back to another Jurassic World review. Today we're taking a look at the Dino Trackers, Gigantic Trackers, Elasmosaurus. This was a figure I was really anticipating when it was announced and getting this in hand. I even haven't taken out of the package yet. This is a beautifully done figure. Still goes to show that the main line can still be great if Mattel puts effort into it. Now I end up getting this figure off of Amazon. I'll leave the link to that down below in the description if you want to pick one up for yourself. So getting back to this Elasmosaurus, I am really excited for this figure. I think this looks absolutely great. So let's just go over the package really quick before we take a look at this awesome looking figure. Comes in the Dino Tracker style packaging. Got the Jurassic World logo right here. We have Beta and Blue, partially covered by the Elasmosaurus. It is from the aquatic biome as it should be. And then turn it around and get a picture of how its gigantic tracker action works, and you also get tracking gear. For a line called Dino Trackers, we sure get very little tracking gear. Only these big figures and a couple of the smaller ones only come with it, which everything did. And down here is the other figure in the wave. I think this is the Bista Haversa. Now it actually just ships, so I should have that figure in a couple of days. So it ain't enough about the packaging. Let's crack this beauty open and take a closer look. And here is the Elasmosaurus out of the packaging. And what an absolutely beautiful looking figure. Mattel really went out with the paint apps on this one. Wish they did that for more of the mainline figures. But yeah, this thing is really cool. Let's get the camera focused back in on that. It's just a beautiful aqua blue color. Nice light coloration. You have that counter shading of the dark blue. You have some white spots along the back. Just all around, just a really nice looking figure. It's just chock full of details. All nice scale variation all over the figure. I absolutely love this thing. You can see it's sporting its Dino Tracker gear. And Elasmosaurus is a very important, aquatic prehistoric reptile. This is the animal that started the bone wars between Edward Drinker Cope and Neil Charles Marsh. Cope, did his reconstruction, and Marsh pointed out that you had the head on the tail, and they both got all pissy, and they decided to name a bunch of dinosaur species. So yeah, pretty important animal, and God, I absolutely love this figure. I think this is one of the best Dino Tracker figures released so far. Actually, one of the best mainline figures released so far. And now for some measurements. This figure is 15 inches long from the tip of that long neck to the tip of that short tail, or just over 38 centimeters, and it's about 3 inches high on the body, or 7.62 centimeters. So Elasmosaurus in real life was around 34 feet long, or 10.3 meters. So I put this figure in the 127 scale range. And now let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with the head. Absolutely love the head sculpt. Nice, monstrous looking head. You have all these large scales with the teeth poking out and opening up the mouth. You have a nicely detailed inside. The mouth tongue's nice and textured. It's shiny red plastic. Roof of the mouth has no paint on it. You do have a little bit of paint on the gum tissues right there. I just absolutely love this light aqua blue coloration mixed in with this darker blue. You also have some like white flecks mixed throughout, and here is a view from the front. Just absolutely love the way the eyes look. They're painted orange with a slit pupil. The lower jaw is cast in white plastic. You have all nice large scale details on here. And then going down to the neck, the whole rest of the figure has this really nice fine scale detail. All these little osteoderms peppered throughout, and it's just really nicely done. Just the whole coloration of this thing just works so well together. You have a nice white coloration for the underside. You have this dark blue mixing with the light blue. All around, just an absolutely beautiful looking figure. Here's one of the flippers, nicely detailed, all finely textured scales with these larger scales at the rims. Same thing with the back scales. You do have a little bit of white plastic mixed in. It's really not that bad, like mixed throughout, except on the tips of these back flippers. It just makes it look a little bit off. And then going down to the back, you can see the buttons for the action feature. That's for the DNA code. Some nice white speckling all over the hips. And you go back down to that dark blue, and with that little fin on the very short tail. So yeah, all around, this thing is awesome. I absolutely love it. And before we forget, here is the scan code for those who want to scan it into the Fax app. Now let's take a look at the tracking gear harness that comes with this figure. It is cast in a very soft, flexible, dark brown plastic. Almost looks black on the camera, but does have some nice molded details on it. You can see some metal plates riveted in on this mesh right here. And then on the side, you get some more components. And then on this side right here, this looks like a tracking sensor. and some more components on this side and underneath. You can see the straps of how this holds on. It's very flexible in the way it's designed. It does give you access to the buttons for the action feature, but you know, like I said earlier, I wish more figures came with the tracking gear. Same thing with Dino Escapes. So few figures came with the capture gear, and we love capture gear. Mattel really needs to up it. It's not giving every figure in all the size scales the accessories that go along with the line. Now to activate the action feature, there's two buttons on either side. Pushing one causes the neck to go down and the mouth to snap open, and the other one makes the neck go to the right with that mouth snapping. You also do get some articulation on this side joint right here to get the head turn a little bit more. And let's go articulation quick. I kind of did this out of order. I did the action feature before the articulation. So yes, you do have some right at the neck joint right here. Flippers are on a hinge. They can go up and down. They can rotate. Same thing with the back. Flippers, hinge joint, and rotation. So that is it for articulation. So yeah, this whole thing is like the complete package. Great action feature, like the accessory, and a beautifully sculpted and painted figure. And now for comparisons, here it is with the Hammond Collection Robert Muldoon. And next up, here it is with the previously reviewed Nigrosaurus. And next up, let's do a couple Hammond Collection dinosaurs. Here it is with the Metriacanthosaurus, and here it is with the Pachycephalosaurus. I'd love to see a Hammond Collection take on the Elasmosaurus with like a soft, bendable, flexible neck. I think that's really, really cool. And lastly, here it is in a group shot with the rest of Mattel's fully aquatic marine reptiles. We have the massive Mosasaurus, the Kronosaurus, Plesiosaurus, and Liopleurodon. So it's nice to see these aquatic marine reptiles getting some love from Mattel. So final thoughts on the Dino Tracker Elasmosaurus. I think it is the best figure in Dino Trackers currently, and I also think it's one of the top mainline figures ever released. It's beautifully sculpted, has an awesome paint job, fun action feature, and I do like the Dino Tracker accessory. All around, just pretty much a perfect mainline figure from Mattel. And like I said at the beginning of the review, the link to order this from Amazon is down below in the description. So that would do it for the review. I do have the Vista Versa coming in from the Gigantic Trackers, the regular Ceratops. I have a bunch of Mattel stuff coming in. Like I said, the last couple reviews, I got absolutely murdered with pre-orders this month. And we're not even talking about the Transformers I collect. I have more Transformers than dinosaur stuff, which is hard to believe. So yeah, been a pretty rough month money-wise. But hey, a bunch of new reviews will be coming up on the channel, so stay tuned for all that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.